Hey everyone, the people attending and also the people listening to the recording. Well, today is August 21st. I'll be hosting the call today because Federico is not available. He's currently traveling from Guatemala to Costa Rica. There's, as we discussed, I believe, last week, Federico is now uh, making doing some master classes on legal tech. He starts with an intro to blockchain, how to create business on blockchain, and then introduces the concept of decentralized justice, and explains what Kleros is. And he mentioned to me on a previous call that he the attendance of these master classes is great, and the people attending are innovators on their countries or cities or governments. They are at the top of their positions, and it's uh, it's great that you're interested in decentralized justice, because it means that probably soon we'll see some developments on that. As people that follow us know, we have currently a pilot program on a city in Mendoza, in Argentina, where we are solving disputes related to traffic and some neighbor disputes, so small value disputes. And this pilot can probably be replicated in other cities in Argentina and hopefully in other countries as well. So there's that. Federico was also at the Blockchain Summit Latam, which is one of the biggest conferences about blockchain in Latin America, one of the oldest as well. I think Federico has been attending this for, I don't know, 5 years, 6 years. And it's also very business oriented. And this is great because now that we have Kleros Enterprise that can solve disputes related uh, to consumer disputes and this type of use case that does not even require the other party to be on chain. Uh, so now we have this market to go for, and we have been having some meetings and discussions with some companies already to expand these this vertical, and having a conference that is focused on big blockchain businesses. There were lots of banks and new banks uh, present. This is something that we will continue to pursue. So apart from that, last week we had, now that I see that Ethereum Uruguay just joined the conversation, we attended, me and Juan, we attended Ethereum Uruguay. It was, I believe, the fourth Ethereum Uruguay, and it was impressive how it grew from previous editions. There was also a build-a-thon. Sorry, which is basically a hackathon where people can work on their existing project, or even just work on the idea. And it was very impressed with the quality of the projects. That there were two projects that called uh, our attention especially, and most of the projects might might be able to implement Kleros in their configuration. One is about how can I say that, how how to help with financing events, because there's an issue for event organizers on how to get the funds to actually make the event and pay their providers. Uh, the funds sometimes get kind of locked with the ticket company, and they need to basically take a loan to execute events. So this project basically aims to using smart contracts and DeFi tools make it easier and offer lower rates for people organizing events. And of course, Kleros can be a intermediary or maybe verify some of the transactions in the middle to, for example, make the payments to the end providers or settle any disputes that may arise in the middle of the cycle of the event. And another interesting project was one related to uh, tokenizing. I don't know how to translate this, but tokenize bonds from the Uruguayan government to offer a stable coin based on the Uruguayan peso that pays more than that may help people prevent lose their purchasing power because of the inflation, because Uruguay has a little bit of inflation, not as much as Argentina, but still something considerable. And Kleros can be used as an oracle for confirming that the these bonds are actually in the custody of the protocol or the entity that works with the protocol. I wish Juan Samitier was here, our treasury manager, because he knows more about this financial stuff. And well, another project from Uruguay that I'd like to bring up is well, some of the other organizers are related to it, and they have been in the Kleros community for a couple of years now. Which the name of the project is Estia, and it's on a pretty advanced stage. We have been working on the policy and polishing some legal details. And this project aims to be a TaskRabbit that allows people to create their reputation on chain and uses also smart contracts um, to hold the payments and to make sure that both parts are not scammed and get what they want. So if you want a service on your house and you can get to use the service to get it done, and and of course do not pay unless you get the results that you want. And these, if I'm not mistaken, these platforms like TaskRabbit that facilitate these activities usually have big like high rates, and this is maybe one of the reasons why they are not as popular in Latam as it is in other regions. So with Web3, there's it's easier to maintain the infrastructure and the the payment trails and everything than building on the Web2 foundation. So this allows the platform to have lower fees. And let's see how it progresses, because as Federico mentions, always one of the main motivations behind Kleros is to unlock the economy, the online economy, and now the on-chain economy. So we are very anxious to see this project going live. I think it will be interesting for jurors as well if they receive this type of like real life disputes. Really looking forward to see how it how it develops. Okay, so we had it in Uruguay. The conference was also pretty good. We had yesterday Juan and Facundo, our policy writer. They were at an event on Universidad Austral. They organized a Fintech Day that has the presence of neobanks and fintechs from Argentina. As we all know, there's lots of financial innovation in Argentina because there are lots of challenges. And we presented our implementation with Lemon to solve consumer disputes. I'm curious to see if they have new data from the latest disputes. I think last week we reached the mark of 50 cases, and they also have some retention data, which is one of the biggest selling points. Basically, people using this service to not stop using Lemon because they probably they feel that they are being heard and that they are having like a fair resolution for their issues. And yes, so another thing that I would like to mention is the Crecimiento and Aleph. Aleph is a pop-up city that will last for 4 weeks or so. And Crecimiento is basically this movement that is being promoted in Buenos Aires, Argentina. And I've been attending Aleph for the last 2 days, and I'm pretty happy with it. Like I've met lots of people that are friends, and I've met on previous conferences that work on crypto. I know that another startup that will use Kleros for their financial product is working from Aleph, using it as a co-work, also meeting possible partners, and they will demo their platform. I think this Friday, if I'm not mistaken. And it's it's great. I will go there after the call again to watch some of the talks. And Juan is also organizing, helping organize some of the some part of the event. And there's also an interesting part of Aleph will be, I think tomorrow, that there will be the regulation day, which will have people that are coming from the government and also legal innovators and people that are very knowledgeable about tokenization, real world assets, and have been working with crypto companies on their legal side. They will all be participating on this event tomorrow that will be last the entire day. And one interesting part of it is that from the government side, there's lots of interest in this. Okay, Juan just joined. Let me send him an invite. Maybe he wants to talk a little bit about this. But there's interest in applying these tools and these new mechanisms on real world use cases. And one of the people attending will be Mario Adaro. He is from the Supreme Court of Mendoza and helped us with the Lavage project. So it's very, very good to see that he will be in the room with people that worked on several different projects and can make their case on which legislation they would like to see, and which are changes that could unlock Argentina to be like a place where companies go to innovate in this type of stuff. You know, Juan, if you can share a little bit about the event yesterday.
Hey everyone, how you doing? Yep, like regarding like the event yesterday, like in Australia, we basically do the presentation with Lemon. There were like a ton of students, and to be honest, I was like overwhelmed and like incredibly like surprised by the engagement of people. Like there were also entrepreneurs like actually studying, and like yeah, it was impressive. Like we were like 5 hours answering questions. Like I am like burned out, and yeah, like people, we had amazing shirts, and people didn't came for the shirts. Besides, they were like, yeah, sold out. And the talk was pretty good. Like we received a lot of good comments, and we have like students like now like following up on us on some use cases. So I guess I could bring more specific news in the next months, or like if something actually concrete. But even like the engagement from the people yesterday was amazing. So yeah, on that topic, like very happy. And then regarding regulation day, yeah, I cannot add much more than you did. It's basically what you mentioned, and like there are a lot of things that could emerge from here. Like the idea is to bootstrap and like gain like yeah credibility and in Kleros level, but in Argentina level in this case, and that will bring in a future like Kleros option. So yeah, basically that's it. And yeah, like if anyone's
Yeah,
around here, feel free to join.
yeah. One thing about Aleph is that the city recognized it as a region of interest or something like that, right? And there's some discussion on creating a special economic zone, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, both things are true. There's the interest of the economic zone. It's nothing defined yet, but yeah, it's the aim to do it. I'm a very nice place, but yeah, is the aim is to do that. So yeah,
We can imagine maybe. Well, of course, there's no confirmation. We don't know how it will progress, but we can imagine that a special economic zone could add to their how can I say their constitution that centralized justice is something valid for disputes. That could be like an awesome outcome of this for Kleros. And I think
yeah, 100%. Yeah,
yeah, I think some of these pop-up cities or these network states like Vitalia or Susalu, some of these cities have like some legal framework that might differ a little bit from the country where they are based on. So let's see how it progresses. Good. So where else, William? Can I can I ask you to share your updates?
Sure, sure. So on the research front, sort of continuing a lot of the same types of research we've been doing before that people who listen to these calls might hear me talk about on SBTs and like juror selection weighting, good mechanisms for numerical outcome cases. We've already done a lot of research on these topics, but there's always more to dig. There are subtle things. I've been preparing a talk that I'm going to record and just sort of put online. Not necessarily for like I'm going not in the immediate future going to give this in like a physical conference or anything, but just like put this on YouTube. That gives like a very broad research overview. So it's sort of like a best of like if you've been listening to me talk for however many years, like where we are on like all these like different problems, all these different sort of interesting research ideas that relate to Kleros in one way or another, to try to give people who are interested in the state of Kleros research and maybe want to do related research or just want to understand better, sort of like the kinds of problems we think about, like a one-stop kind of place to go to like learn the state of everything. So that should be available soon. I look forward to sharing that with people, in the next week or two.
Excellent. Have you seen the Vitalik's article that he published today about plurality? I
Oh
don't know. Can
no,
you?
I haven't
No?
checked. I didn't check today. I need to check that out. Like, well, what did he say?
No, he basically explains his points of view. I did not read it entirely yet, so only know like the part that I already knew. So, uh, but yeah, maybe next week we can talk a little bit more about it after we
Totally,
all read it. Yeah,
of course.
cool. Okay, thanks a lot, William. So now I just want to mention that we have a new incentive program. I think I already mentioned it last week. It's for the ATQ registry. The ATQ registry is a registry that uses queries to get information from the blockchain to tag contracts. And It's being used, for example, for Etherscan to show like context about what a contract that you see on the Block Explorer is about, and it allows basically to tag multiple contracts on with a single entry. It's because it's a query that gets lots of tags at once. So now we have a new tool that Guamian shared today. It's that you can just use his repo, and it looks like you can run a command and it checks if an entry is good or not, or make some of the checks. And we had a submission, I think last week. Yes, last week, that is currently being challenged. So the jurors are reviewing the submission and might vote on accepting it or rejecting it. There's also a huge opportunity for jurors. If you don't have like a big stake, you can, and no JavaScript, you can stake in the JavaScript court on Gnosis chain, and there's a good chance that you can get cases, and each coherent vote gets 30 XDAI, so it's probably worth it. And also, if you know some JavaScript and want to make some submissions, we have like a reward of 200 DAI for each submission accepted. So it's also might be worth your time. I'm recommending this to all my friends that are learning how to use queries, learning JavaScript, because it's not a super advanced task. Of course, there's always details that you need to take care of, but it's a great exercise, and we are incentivizing it. And it's also a way to test our ecosystem of jurors and how knowledgeable they are about JavaScript. So let's see how they answer. Oh, probably there will be more challenges in the next weeks. Okay, so I think that's all that I had to say. I would only add that we recently published our annual report for the cooperative. We prepare a report with all the activities that we had on the previous year, and I really recommend checking the report. It's an incredibly long document, but it's impressive to see like the amount of activities that we do. Like maybe on these calls, they if you feel that we're only talking about the same thing, but if in the end, if you see all the activities, all the events, the conferences, the articles that have been published, I believe William published, I don't know, 2 or 3 articles in the last year, or maybe more. I don't lost count. And the achievements that we have, like the Oxford doctoral grant that we are offering now, it's like a uh, huge achievement. And the Stanford blockchain conference that we organized in March, it's also great. I think it was one of the first conferences of this kind in Stanford. And we had like stellar speakers. Well, just wanted to say that to recommend you to check the report because it's great. And hopefully for the next year's report, we will have like interesting stuff about the adoption of Kleros, like the Lemon cases, and hopefully other companies like that. And of course, the V2. Okay, so thanks everyone for coming and listening. If you have questions or if you have comments, you can just reply in Twitter or on our Telegram groups, and let's see you in the chats. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.